Ghost Giant is a wonderful game. Given what the world is going through right now, Ghost Giant offers a beautiful, heartfelt escape and a reflective piece on mental health. Or perhaps none of those. It has some issues which I will elaborate on, but this is a game you want to play with as few spoilers as possible. This is where the real magic happens. Just as a preamble, there are references to French artists and culture. I apologise in advance for my pronunciation. My name is James, you're watching The Nerd Stash, and this is a review of Ghost Giant. Ghost Giant starts out fairly simple. You are the titular ghost giant pleasantly drifting in a lake until you stumble upon Louis, an 11-year-old kitten from the town of Sancourt. Naturally enough, he's scared of you as you presumably fling things around to see what the game allows you to do. The game perpetually plays with this sense of scale well. Why wouldn't a tiny kitten be scared of a huge blue ghost capable of throwing objects around? Why should you take him seriously? Do adults always know better? You as the giant can have such a huge impact in Louis' life, but what happens when you can't do anything? It plays with this sense of scale to great effects, occasionally entirely changing the way you see the story around you. This is what makes Ghost Giant work so well. The narrative isn't some tacked-on addition to the central gameplay, it is well thought out and could work just as well in a storybook or short story. Initially, the main pieces you need to know are Louis and his mum live alone, they are creative and musical, and their main business is growing sunflowers. Unfortunately, with the mother not currently around and the sunflowers wilting, you and Louis must attempt to make them grow again. There are multiple other pieces to this, but this is all you need to know to start out. Ghost Giant's story is absolutely worth checking out for yourself. Swedish writer Sarah Bergmark Elfgren somehow made a story that works on multiple levels. It's a cute Disney-like story about a giant helping a kitten. It's a lovely and sad story about depression and that you can't just do something nice and expect it to end. It is also a story loaded with a sense of existentialism with references to Beauvoir and Baudelaire. All of these can be true, there's a chance none of them are. This is what makes Ghost Giant's narrative work so well. Wonderful poetry between the lines. Its references and narratives work well silently in the background for most of the title. What is in the foreground is the motif of Claude Debussy's Clair de Lune. This beautiful contemporary piece adds nicely to Ghost Giant's beautiful soundtrack. With no exaggeration, Ghost Giant may have one of my favourite gaming soundtracks of this entire generation. When it needs to be, it has minimalist piano in the style of Debussy, but it doesn't end here. It features swelling violins, light xylophone, and a pretty accordion over a variety of styles and tempos. These range from the Disney-like And So the Days Go By to the wonderfully solemn By the Lake. Even if you don't like the look of the game itself, both the story and music are absolutely worth looking into. Furthermore, its art style fits the music to a T, in contrast to the combination of visuals and music often hide the true depth of the narrative. Hearing Louis lie to himself about his family, neighbours and friends is heartbreaking and far more mature than one might give Ghost Giant credit for. Unfortunately, this moves us to Ghost Giant's greatest and worst part, its gameplay. At its core, Ghost Giant is a puzzle game where you are almost part of the puzzle. You sit directly in the middle of a large set piece. As you acclimate and see what's around you, you start to see all the pieces moving. Different animals interacting, houses glowing, and Louis moving. The puzzles often involve searching for pieces to hand Louis or peeking into houses to set a domino-like combination of effects. This works in varying degrees. It is occasionally tedious, but at its best it works very well. One standout puzzle was that of the painters in the street blocking your way. In order to get through, you must use an easel, a mop, and a natural colour that exists all around you to draw something truly special. It's a hot dog. You draw a hot dog. Unfortunately, the worst side of this is also accompanied by mediocre at best controls. You're encouraged to stand or sit still in Ghost Giant and reach around you, but unfortunately a decent amount of your objectives are too far out of reach to comfortably reach both sides without the controls messing up. If the entire field of view was shorter, this problem wouldn't be as bad, but it's often too far to have a smooth experience. This is the single biggest letdown in Ghost Giant. Overall, Ghost Giant is a truly magical experience, often invoking a mix of true joy and abrupt sadness. It is empathetic, intelligent, and all-round lovely. Whilst it is occasionally held back by the limits of PSVR, it's worth trudging through that for Zoink's crowning achievement to date. The pros this time around are a wonderful story, great music, and lovely visuals. The cons is just that it's limited by the PSVR. For this reason, we've decided to give it 5 stars. My name is James, this was a review of Ghost Giant, and if you're looking to hear more from us in the future, make sure to subscribe. Thank you for watching.